And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. I'm starting early. Yeah. Um, 20 minutes maybe. 17 minutes early. I don't know, somewhere in there. Um, I have a big show lined up and kind of wanted to start early. It's probably gonna take a while. Let's see, let me adjust this damn camera. Yeah. So check it out. Today's show, we're gonna have an open show. This is so amazing. So yesterday I break to you all and I teach you on how fast this crypto is literally like moving, how we have the Federal Reserve of the United States working with Ripple. That was yesterday's show. The United States Federal Reserve working with Ripple via the Singapore Monetary Authority. Amazing show, amazing post, like in the member show. In the members only, I showed backup after backup after backup, um, meaning I showed relationships of 10 different slides or whatever that had to deal with Ripple and the governments and stuff. Guess what today's news is? If that wasn't big enough about yesterday, when the Federal Reserve is working with Ripple, I'm just like, what? I've got to teach. I know all the other channels did the same thing as me, right? No Crypto Hulk. They only talked about the FTX thing and all the hype news and shit. Oh, that's right. You heard it here. Crypto Hulk teaches. I'm not here to entertain. I'm not a financial advisor. Let's start off with a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor. Not a lawyer. I don't know anything about crypto. Everything on the show's a lie. 6.5 weeks ago, I escaped from an insane asylum and assumed the name Crypto Hulk. Assumed the name Crypto Hulk as my alias to make it through the rest of my normal life, right? Oh God, when you're winning, you're happy. Or if you're poor, but you know you won at the end, you're happy. So that's one of these days. Don't do anything I tell you financially or whatever. This is all just hocus pocus mumbo jumbo show. Now, yesterday's news again, Federal Reserve works with Ripple. Today's news, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, lays it out on how they're going to have the banks sell crypto. What's going to be the names of these different things? Oh, I've got quite a bit to go over. There's an 11-page report. It's a rather small one. Probably would take a good, cool hour to hour and a half to really examine it. But I'm going to break it down. I'm not going to provide the title of the article or a copy of the link, but I will in the members only show afterwards. I'm going to give you the open show about 30 minutes or less. I got a couple pages of notes. I'm going to go over that and then go to the members only show, give you the link. You could look at the 11-page report yourself. You could save it and all that stuff, study it later if you want. But yes, so let me see who showed up and we'll get this party started. Top Auto Detailing, that's right. Kyle just escaped from an insane asylum also. Well, bravo. Looks like we share the same stuff. Aussie Mate decided to show up again. Purple Dingo. We got Andrew Montoya. More lies. Absolutely, Andrew. And he needs a drink. I need one too, but I got to wait till after the show. I hope the switch gets flipped. They're getting everything set up. The Federal Reserve is now actively involved with Ripple, and they're doing testing now all around the world. Like they're now telling us, well, our government's not telling us. I had to look at the Singapore government's website to realize that they're working with Singapore. Do you understand this? I showed you guys the Federal Reserve website. I showed you it. It makes no mention of Singapore or really of what the hell they're doing. I have to go to Singapore's government's website and look at their monetary authority to see what the fuck America's doing. Isn't that bass backwards? Just very strange and bizarre what the fuck goes on in America, where they have to hide stuff from us. And we got to go to another country, figure out what the fuck's going on in our country. Whew. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Rich Salgado, thanks, Rich, for the donation. Allie Merkel, thanks for your donation to the channel. They're like, thanks, Hulk. Thanks, Hulk. Okay, we're gonna get into this. Everyone's in panic mode buying wallets. By Jove, not me. I'm not the slightest panicky, eh? Here we go. This is a paper, and it's 11 pages. So this show will be different. Paul Rados, great news. Thank you, Mr. Hulk. And I thank you for your donation there, good old Paul. So today's show is going to be different for brand new people. This will be like a deep dive, not for the members only, but the first half will be a free-for-all deep dive. I'm going to show you. We're not going to go hit an article. No, we're not doing that. You can go to other channels and hear the 15 top news stories in 15 minutes. This ain't the channel for that, okay? So here we're going to start the instruction. It's going to be kind of like college because we're going to focus on one particular thing, and that's the FDIC and their plans on how they're going to get the banks ready to sell cryptocurrency, okay? To me, that's pretty exciting. Mike, thanks for your donation to the channel. Appreciate that. Here we go. Now, on page 1 of this article, I'm going to be reading off my notes, and then at the time I think we should break off, then I'll let you guys see what I'm reading off of. Now, these are remarks by the acting chairman, Martin Gruenberg. Now, Martin Gruenberg just got appointed by President Biden to run the FDIC. And from what I did a little studying, I did a little creeping. I was a little creeper, I have to admit, or stalker. And I noticed that Michael took down his LinkedIn page. Oh, very interesting. But I'm like, oh, no, I will still find out about this man. And boy, I did. I'm actually pretty happy with him. He appears to be like a conservative type. Bankers by nature are conservative anyway. I looked at a lot of his meetings that he's had, a lot of them, and they're with like a lot of Republican people. So I'm just like, got it. So let me get it. He talks about the regulate. Now, the words crypto assets come up a lot in this. So that's very telling. I think some cryptos will become assets. That'll be, now, first off, this whole, it's an article. I'm reading to you like a paper that was done. And they're very cagey. No, they're very guarded. They're very guarded with what they actually give us as far as information. So what I'm going to do is speculate throughout this whole article. I will read to you portions of the article, whatever, and then I'll say, but I believe this and that. And that's just what we do on the channel to help try to, maybe I'm wrong on some things or whatever, but I think I'm mainly right. But anyhow, it's all for fun. And if you don't like that, then get off the fucking channel. It's that easy. I don't need a ton of people on this channel. I really fucking don't. I'm past all that. I gave up on that shit 2.5 years ago. All right, so we're in one of those I don't give a fuck modes for the past 2.5 years. The purpose, he says, so the guy's name is Martin. Martin says the purpose of this paper is he wants to share his thoughts on the prudential regulation of crypto assets. Technology was then, so he starts talking about the banking industry, because you got to show people a history and kind of work up to now fairly quick. He does that like on about the first page of his 11 pages. It's kind of like, here's where we used to be. These things happened, boom, and here we are today, kind of a thing. So it's a short paper, 11 pages, but he goes through like the whole history of the fucking banking industry, United States from 1800 to about 1930. He does it all in about like one page. So it's rather quick. He highlights the most important things because why is he doing all this? See, what happened is now I'm summarizing from what he said. um, well, let me start with this and then we'll get back to that. I'll do some summarizing in a minute. Technology was then developed for the express purpose of addressing a specific need. So in the banking, so this whole thing's about banking. So in the banking history of the United States, technology has been used specifically to further banking, okay? To help people get banked. There's 5 elements that he talks about that are important that we must have in banking. And one of them is accessibility. This now I want to bring it into crypto assets. He doesn't talk about this, so I'm speculating. Accessibility. People have to have access. If you don't have a computer, you better have a cell phone. And those cell phones, that's why I think Elon Musk is setting up Starlink and using these satellites to beam down cell phone coverage to everybody on the planet. Accessibility. See what I'm saying? So convenience. Crypto's got to be convenient. The way people buy it now, where there's some exchanges. I'll tell you. I don't know if it was Binance or whatever. When I first started in crypto, I signed up for like 5 different exchanges. Some of them I could not figure out what the fuck is on this. I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to buy shit. Then I knew a friend who had crypto.com and I watched him buy it. I'm like, well, that shit's fucking easy. I'm like, why is this other exchange? Like, I literally had to have like a math degree or an Egyptian hieroglyphic degree to figure out what the fuck are they talking about on this page. So it's got to be convenient for people. Efficiency. It's got to be efficient. Okay, it can't be like we have to mine crypto like Bitcoin and Ether. That's not efficient. Okay. Then it talks about it has to be safe, not FTX safe, by the way. And it needs to be sound. It needs to make sense, right? Okay. If you're a bank, you got a problem with the Bitcoin transaction. Can you call the Bitcoin company? No, because there is none. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Emotional damage. So that's what's going to happen with Bitcoin. There's going to be a lot of emotional damage with them because the banks aren't going to want to use something where they can't make a phone call 24/7. Got it? Stakeholders are used to the measuring and innovation in banking. I mean, stakeholders use those five basic elements to measure an innovation in banking. On the second page, now we're on page 2. In 2008, there's a crisis that occurred in America because people, or let's say consumers, didn't understand how to use various financial services. So, for instance, subprime mortgages, right? I don't even know what the fuck that is. Collateralized debt. I don't even know what the fuck that. So, what he did in the second page is now he's kind of going back just a little bit in history, showing us that the crisis that happened occurred because Americans, for the most part, didn't understand what these bankers were signing them up for. And then we destroyed our country. Now, do you see the relation now? People are buying crypto. They don't understand the risk or they don't understand what's a legitimate company and they get robbed by like FTX, Celsius, all these other joker companies. He's trying to show us the same thing that happened in 2008 is happening right now. Okay, what he's trying to do is get these banks ready to sell the crypto. Now, are you getting it for the new people? Today, we see the risks of the 2008 collapse, and we went back and looked at those things, and hopefully we fixed them and understand them now. And we did that with regulations. And guess what these banks want to do with crypto? Give regulations. And guess what? They're going to get them. And guess what? They're going to sell it. Okay. You know how banks hold your money and make interest? And they pay you like that. It's going to happen again with crypto. I'm just letting you know. That's why I've been telling you for 2.5 years, more than anybody else on YouTube, hammering away every fucking show, not just telling you, well, I think you ought to get a nano ledger. They're also my sponsor. No, I make it like heart attack serious. Get your shit on a ledger, okay? Or whatever wallet you want to get. Because I knew where all this is going. Eventually, these banks are gonna, they're gonna buy the shit out of. See what's gonna happen when these banks, when this regulation from Martin Gruberg, when this regulation, he's gonna get this regulation going, okay? And these banks, when they officially get the green light, and guess what? You're not gonna know. You're not gonna know. You think they're gonna fucking advertise to you? Oh, hey everybody, check it out. February 3rd at 3 p.m., we're going to flip on the green light so the banks can sell crypto. Are you seriously that fucking stupid? You're going to try to time a market? You're the biggest fucking loser on the planet if you think like that, all right? I've been telling you for 2.5 fucking years, all right? Get the shit and put it on a wallet now. Don't stake. Don't do all this fucking dummy shit that you hear on other channels about buying fucking what do you call it? Gold cards, art paintings, buying NFTs, which half of which are hacked, yield farming, all this dumb shit from all these stupid people making white tea videos. Ricky's Rocket. Thanks for your donation. I hope you're hearing all this stuff, Ricky. So, also on page 2, he talks about the Treasury Department. Okay, remember President Biden, and I use that term loosely, president. I just don't want to call him clown on national TV. When President Biden issued an executive order, he asked a bunch of agencies, I think 13, I don't know the number, that's not important. What's important is President asked the Treasury to give a report. We don't know what's on that report. Oh, but we're listening to Crypto Hulk Show. I'm going to tell you. See, all these reports are secret and confidential. They're not out there trying to advertise this shit. All these executive order reports are top secret. But I'm going to let you know what's on a little bit of these reports, okay? So thanks for showing up. So on the Treasury, I have to go to the report. So hold on. I told my, let me blow this up a little. This one, oh god. Here's what I'll do. Where's the go to this one. I think we're on page 2. Assets, Treasury. Okay. The recent Treasury Department report on crypto assets, which you can't see, it's all secret, but we kind of get a little peek right here, courtesy of Crypto Hulk. The recent Treasury Department report on crypto assets. Notice they're not calling them cryptocurrencies. There's a reason, because some of these cryptos will be assets. Should give us pause. The report that the Treasury did should give us pause as it articulates the risks and implications for consumers, investors, and business. The Treasury, and it's true. Look at the FTX risk. It destroyed millions of people's lives. Okay, the Treasury told us in this report right here, it's going to happen. It says consumers, investors, and business risks and implication. The Treasury report states that for crypto assets, both the existing use case and potential opportunities come with risks, including conduct and market integrity risks, operational risks, intermediation risks, i.e., traditional financial risks that have the potential to manifest in particular ways in the crypto asset market. Some risks are unique to the crypto asset ecosystem, while others are versions of those experienced in traditional finance markets. Um, Part of the difficulty in assess so what they're trying to do is figure out what are all the risks of crypto because they know there's a lot, and we just saw that a few days ago. Okay, so part of the difficulty, the bank has to figure out where are the risks in crypto and how do we fix it. Okay, that's what this whole paper I'm reading to you is about. Martin says part of the difficulty in assessing these risks come from the dynamic nature of crypto. Okay, so what that means is crypto's changing all the time, right? Newer technology comes, it's dynamic. When something is static, it stays the same. When something's dynamic, it's like a snake, right? But it keeps growing. So what he's saying is the crypto market is dynamic. So how when you chop the head off of one beast, another one comes up over there, you know? And as soon as the risks of some crypto assets come into sharper focus, either the technology shifts. So he's saying you're looking at this crypto, but then this one pops up over here that's better, and then no one's using that one anymore. They're using that. And then after a year or two, somebody makes one over there. So that's what he's saying about crypto. We have to figure out a way to like get rid of all this risk. And they, according to this, don't really quite know exactly. They also say this new crypto assets are regularly coming onto the market. You know, in this next page here, now I'm on page 3. I thought this one was interesting. He says well, I think I wrote that down here too. I'm going to stick to my notes. So we're still on page 2. And like I said, yeah, crypto is risky and dynamic, means that things are changing. On page 3, he talks about there's 21,400 cryptos currently around the world. They don't want to have to study all of them. And then there's 526 exchanges globally. Oh, wow. Permissionless networks make it impossible to regulate. This whole thing, I'm just telling you right now, there's no crypto laws and rules. I already told you all this for 2.5 years. They really can't bust you now for buying crypto. They can't. They can't tax you or nothing. There's no rules for all this stuff. They're kind of admitting here that this is like a Wild West. What they're trying to do is create a global crypto framework. Okay, all these countries are going to have to agree because all the banks kind of work together. I want you to see how this is all happening now. And I told you what happened. All of these 526 exchanges, they ain't going to be around. I already told you that. I told you out of 100 bank or 100, I've been telling you now for 2.5 years, you're not about to trade and doing all this stuff, listening to Udemy courses and doing all the dumb shit. You're not going to fucking do any of that. You just wasted all your money on all these trading courses and how you're not going to be able to buy this shit. Are you fucking serious? The good shit, you're not going to be able to get it. You're going to have access to dumb shit, okay? So you just wasted all your money. He talks about they're going to have to eliminate the system we got now to buy crypto, and it's going to be one where it's completely regulated, where they're going to create the on-ramp. So it's going to be like this. Are you going to go to a dark web right now to buy something illegal? No, you're not. Now, if you do, you'll be caught, and then your ass will be locked up in jail. Let me rephrase the question. Would a normal person who's trying to stay out of trouble go to the black web and buy illegal shit? No. Oh, the dumb shits will. Will there always be a place to buy crypto that's not regulated? Absolutely. Will there be a high price to pay for that? Absolutely. Okay. This is what I'm telling you. You're not going to have that little exchange you go to. You're not going to be watching the Udemy courses. You're not going to know when to buy the low and sell the high. And all these fucking chart analysis people are fucking out of a job. Okay. Right now it's all hype. So people are like, oh yeah, I see the Fibonacci. How fucking sad. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to do that. And if you are, it's gonna be with dumb shit crypto. It's like not even worth, you know. But if you want that good crypto where you end up with like 100 to 300 million dollars, $500 million, you better have it already now. But they'll let you get like Doge and shit. I mean, that's not going to end up, going to the moon or nothing like that. I mean, they'll let you have that. They'll let you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. That shit won't be worth a whole lot in the future. So the paper focuses on two topics: FDIC approach to engage with banks. So the first thing is the FDIC is right now working with banks, okay? And that's their boss. What is with? Oh, here we go. That was bad. I lost that one. Somebody came in here. Eduardo Perez, welcome to the channel. And then Paul, thanks for your donation. Thanks for giving us what we need, Hulkster. I know I'm giving you good, solid information. So the FDIC approach is to work with the banks. Some banks are already having crypto. They're already doing it. They're going out on a wing or something and doing it on their own. But the FDIC, check this out. They're like, it's okay, banks. It's okay if you're like, what do you do? What's your crypto plans? Like, what are you doing? So they're not getting in trouble. Some banks, credit unions in the United States have crypto for sale and they're allowing people to buy it and shit. It's not regulated yet, but the FDIC, this is kind of like an experiment because technically it doesn't exist. You can't bust these banks for selling shit that doesn't exist. There's no law against the books. Now, once they make a law, then the banks can or cannot do things. The next one is they're looking at benefits and risks and policy questions related to stable coins. They say stable coins could be developed with its reliable, and there's real time kind of like a Ripple word, and there's consumer. Check this out. They break this down into consumer and then business payments. Think of a crypto that does payments. For consumers, a lot of us think it's XLM. For business, we already know XRP. On page 3, again, they're talking about an FDIC approach. It says right now falls under the SEC. They say right now crypto falls under the SEC or the CFTC. Banks now want in on the action. Before they do, there has to be laws, regulations allowing banks to sell crypto. It's got to be safe. It says that's number 2. Number 3, banks have to have a measure to identify risks like money laundering and shit. Banks have to make sure that the crypto is compliant. Page 4. The FDIC has asked banks that are involved in crypto to tell the FDIC to work with them so they can better identify risk. FDIC needs to better understand it. So the FDIC right now is admitting we don't really understand this crypto that much, okay? I don't know if I agree with that. I think they're lying, but that's why it's taken so long, according to them. It seems the FDIC is working with banks to figure out how to insure crypto, okay? Page 5 talks about Bitcoin and Ether, that they are not backed by anything. They're almost considered speculative crypto or speculative assets, okay? That's not a good thing. That will not be used by businesses and people in the real world. Because look, what the FDIC is trying to do is figure out a people payments crypto and then a business payments crypto. Then you're going to have cryptos that are other things, like Apple. Apple might come up with a token so you can, buy the Apple token and then buy shit like points or whatever, something kind of like that. Or, but let me stay on track here. They are not under the control. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not under the control of the banking industry. Wouldn't you want a crypto that's really tight with the banks? XRP, XLM, XDC, okay? The cryptos that are not tied in with banks are highly volatile. You don't want to put let's say if you get crypto rich and you go buy some crypto like FTX or FTT, and then it just goes to zero. That's not going to work, is it? So what they're working on is having a crypto that's backed. Now we're going to get into this. I think it's going to be XRP, XLM, XDC, Fdic. This is equal to 13 XRP or $1 million. Hoo-wee. Love the Hulk, fam. Thanks, Ed. Investors have a need for a crypto asset with a stable value. Do you see where this is going now? Investors trade in and out of crypto assets. This gives rise to what they call stable coins. Stable coins are backed by a pool of assets. I think XRP, XLM, and XDC will be backed by a pool of stable assets. Stable coins are used to buy crypto and have no value in terms of a broader payment system. What he's saying is this: crypto that's not, or stable coins that are not backed by serious assets and all these things, there's no value in that. Bitcoin, there's no fucking value in that, okay? Litecoin, no fucking value. If your crypto is not backed by the banking industry, Federal Reserve, whatever you want to call it, like XRP, XLM, XDC, and you're probably going to have the ISO compliant cryptos like CeeLo, Quant, and everything. I don't know if they'll be backed. I can't tell you, okay? So that's why I only stick in XRP. You can get XLM and XDC. I think they're just as, I mean, if you have $1,000, you're going to get a shit ton of XDC. I don't know how it all works out on which coin's worth more. A coin right now that costs more, you get less. So XLM, I think XDC is the lowest valued one or whatever. Look, I don't know how all this goes down. That's why I just stick with the bankers' coins, okay? Now I bought Doge just for the fuck of it. I don't care if I lose the money. It's not really a big fucking deal, okay? So I stick with the bankers' coin. I got the V-Chain. Okay, I forgot about that. But I got the bankers' coins because they're, according to this here, they're going to be backed. And those are the ones that'll have value. People will die for those. These other ones, like a Bitcoin, it'll be a speculative crypto. Like, I don't know if tomorrow it's going to be worth anything. If you go with the banker's coin, it's always going to be worth stuff. You go with some other crypto like Polkadot or whatever these things are, Cardano or something like that or whatever, I don't know if it's going to be backed. And if it doesn't, it'll have a speculative value, okay? Payment cryptos. It says digital. Here's what it says in this report from the FDIC. Digital ledger technology. Oh, gee. Well, that's definitely XLM, XRP, okay, and XDC. Digital ledger technology may prove to have a meaningful application. Listen, and a public utility. Oh, XRP is going to have a public utility. Remember, you're going to have the private-public relationship. And guess what? We're over the time for the 33 minutes here. I'm going to thank everybody who shows up for the open show. And I'm going to switch over to a members-only show that I got lined up here. Yeah, there's already some people there. Looks like Henry Brown's got a little gold nugget there. So thank you for showing up. We're going to be continuing this. I don't know if I'll do a second show on it. I'm going to try to wrap. Well, I didn't even get really through the whole 11 pages. I'm going to check it out tomorrow. I might do a members only on the PM about this FDIC. And then for the open show tomorrow, I'll probably just have like regular kind of open news and stuff, 3, 4, or 5 articles or whatever. So I'm going to close this off now. Thanks for showing up, and I'll see you tomorrow in my next program.